At 8, the Communication Workers Union is escalating its battle for better wages against both Telkom and the South African Post Office. Today, the union marched to Telkom and the Treasury Department to demand an end to planned retrenchments at Telkom and increased investments to the Post Office. Now, to discuss today's protest, we're joined by Secretary General of the Communications Workers Union, Aubrey Shabalala. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good evening.
Now, Aubrey, can you just take me through what was the purpose of today's marches?
Okay, the march was on the twofold. First is that we went to the Treasury to raise three critical issues. First is the one of the investment to South African Post Office by government, and also stop utilizing the private sector, where they spend over 20 billion rands per annum. And the private sector, Freight and Courier International, we want them to invest that. If you look into that, only 15% of that business can be brought to post office, can address issue of restructuring of the infrastructure of post office, and also deal with the issue of universal service obligation. But furthermore, we are calling for Telkom as well as Vodacom to be brought back as the strategic entities in the country. However, we went further to Telkom to relate on the number of issues. Firstly is that Telkom is failing dismally to deal with the question of employment equity. Which is what we want, that more managers now should be African, and we say that unapologetically. And what the Telkom structure now reflects through the leadership of Sipho Maseko, it reflects the old regime of apartheid, and we are concerned about that. And secondly, undermining the collective agreements that have been made with the labor union movement, where we have agreed on how to share the gain sharing with workers, and they have implemented something else and taken the package to himself.
Now, just before we touch on some more issues regarding the marches, yesterday we were speaking about the South African Post Office and their issues there and the revised wage demand. Do you think that as a union, don't you think that you're taking on too much? Because this side you're on Telkom and also the South African Post Office, I mean, nothing has really been resolved there. Or do you think that this is a time to actually get to the entities and make sure that action is taken?
Look, one of our responsibilities as a trade union movement is not to be on the park or on the holiday, is to fight and push for workers' rights at all time. So I think we are doing very well in the South African Post Office. Remember, they started at 0%. Now yes, they are close to us. For the mere fact that there are reports that the board is about to be sacked, it is very positive for us. There are managements that have been suspended. It's very positive to us. Now, the new battle obviously now opens up to Telkom. We don't want to see Telkom to go the route of post office, because it's where it's directly going now. We want to nip it in the bud as we go forward.
So now, in terms of looking at the post office, yesterday you told me that you were waiting, for the South African Post Office management to get back to you guys in terms of the revised wage offer. Any word from them yet?
We haven't received anything from them yet. I think they are still consulting amongst themselves. I think it will be fair also to wait and give them another day, but this is an urgent matter. They have to respond so that we can be able to go back to workers and say, workers, please go.
And where are the workers in this whole thing? I mean, I think they must be frustrated. I mean, what are they saying on ground level? Today,
we're inspired by the turn-up of workers. Workers are saying to us, CWU, you are leading us properly. We have given you a mandate. That's what we are championing. So workers are saying that we have CWU on our side, so we can rally behind it.
So that's where you are as a union?
That's where we are as a union.
Thank you so much for your time, Aubrey.
It's my pleasure. Thanks for us.